Hey everyone, it's me, Goku! Don't forget to subscribe to UnrealEntGaming. Here, you'll find the latest Dragon Ball news and content. Also, don't forget to like the video and follow Unreal on both Instagram and Twitter.
Kakarot! You, Kakarot, you will be the first to turn on notifications. And give this video a like right now, or else I'll destroy you!
As with Goku's training now continuing to intensify on planet Vampa courtesy of Whis, the preparations have now been placed into motion as Whis is now tasked in helping Goku unlock his inner potential, in going as far as to become the absolute strongest that Goku can possibly be prior to having to fight off against the top 5 strongest. As with Whis now looking to ramp up the training with Goku, the million-dollar question now going forward is, will Goku be able to go as far as to listen to Whis in unlocking the inner potential he has within him, and will Goku be able to survive by the end, as he only now has 364 days remaining. Now, before we dive any further into this video, if you are new to the channel and of course have a love and passion for all things Dragon Ball related, including its manga, anime, video games, fan animations, fan mangas, and more, in which would also like to be kept up to date with everything in regards to the Dragon Ball Super manga, the Dragon Ball Super anime, Dragon Ball video games, and any and all additional content within the Dragon Ball universe, then I do encourage you guys to head on over and smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications by clicking on the bell icon to always be notified whenever a brand new video is posted onto the channel, as well as giving this video a big thumbs up by slapping that like button down below if you guys are simply excited to see what the future holds for the Dragon Ball franchise. And with all that being said, I want to thank you all so much for your time, thank you all so much for supporting the channel, and now let's dive straight into the video. As our story continues, back with Frieza and Cooler, who are now shown having to oversee the Super Serum before them, as with one of their henchmen desperately being shown having to rush towards them, that's when Cooler went on to tell Frieza, the additional data collected should serve us very well once we come across those Saiyans when we do. Lord Frieza, Lord Cooler, he's here, sires, he's arrived! My deepest apologies for this sudden intrusion, sires, but he's arrived. The assassin is waiting for you both outside of our headquarter entrance. He said he wants to speak with you both, my lords. So, he finally brought them, did he? Frieza asks. Excellent. Let's go and see what he has for us, shall we, Cooler? And for his sake, he better have what we want or things will get very messy. As we only then take a look in seeing as to how in fact Hit was waiting for both Cooler and Frieza outside of their headquarters, it was only within that moment as the security doors were shown opening where both Cooler and Frieza were shown emerging, with Frieza from there being shown having to be the first to greet Hit by responding, "Ah, well hello again, assassin. It's so good to see your face again. Oh, and here I thought you wouldn't show and that our little deal was off the table. I assume you brought what we hired you for, assassin?" Cooler asks. "How about we cut right to the chase and stop with all of the meaningless small talk," Hit says. "I wasn't hired to make conversation with the two of you. You know why I'm here. I just want to know if the two of you are still holding up the end of your deal before we finalize our agreement," Hit says. "You two are still holding up your end of the deal, right?" "We're holding up quite fine here on our end, assassin," Cooler says. "What we'd like to know is if you're still holding up with yours." "Of course," Frieza says. "Say, why don't you show us that you've retrieved what we hired you for before we complete our job here?" Frieza asks. "I wouldn't give you my word if it meant nothing," Hit responds. "Here they are right here. A pair of Potara earrings just like you wanted, taken straight from Universe 6's Kaioshin himself." Are you both satisfied now? With Cooler asking, and how do we know these aren't faulty or fakes? Oh, I'm sure our friend here would have no reason to betray us with such things. Isn't that right, Frieza asks. Look at them, aren't they amazing, Cooler? Finally, at long last. We'll start by studying their features along with what they could do for us once we're able to, but then, before Frieza could even gain access to the Potara earrings, Hit was from there shown having to lift his arm up by responding, "Easy there, not so fast. The items you seek will be given to you once the payment has been made. So now it's your turn to hold up your end of the deal," Hit says. The cube. Why yes, but of course, assassin, we have what you wanted. Bring out the universe traveling cube at once, Frieza shouts. Sorry, I just wanted to see if, well, you kept your word to us, that's all. Ah, there it is. Just what you wanted, Frieza responds. As we only from that point see how the henchmen were in fact now shown having to bring out the universal traveling cube, as Cooler went on to respond, "It would be wise for you to remember that me and my brother always hold our end of the deal of any transaction we make. Here's your cube," as Frieza went on to then stick his hand out by asking, "Right, now then, the Potara's assassin?" There, as requested, Hit responds, as we then get to see how Frieza had now finally obtained a pair of Potara earrings for himself. We only from there get to see how Frieza had a very sinister smile on his face by responding, "Finally, with these, those Saiyans could never dream of what to expect when they see me again." "Oh, I can feel their power," Frieza responds. "Thank you, assassin. You truly do live up to your name of being legendary. It was a pleasure to do business with you, mighty warrior. Consider this a one and done," Hit responds. "I don't ever plan to do business with the two of you ever again. My job here is finished," with Cooler responding, "Right. The feeling is mutual. See you around, assassin." And now that my job here is finished, Hit says, "I don't intend to come back to this universe. Not unless, of course, I have a reason to. There is one, but that'll be for another day. I got what I came here for, and that's all that matters to me right now." From here on, Hit adds, "If you are looking to do business, then I would advise for the two of you to go and find someone else to work with. My services here are no longer available to you because just like Frost, I know your kind all too well. Farewell," Hit says. To where it was only within that very moment, as Hit was shown leaving, where Cooler went on to ask Frieza, "So how about it? Shall we take this opportunity to kill him now or what? That fool has some nerve to come here with that attitude," with Frieza responding, Now, don't let that temper of yours get to your head, Cooler. Never mind him in the meantime, brother. He will soon be dealt with once our plan to conquer this universe is complete. This here is what's more important at the moment, our ultimate ace in the hole," Frieza says. "So, it's as we discussed then, is it?" Cooler asks. "I wonder what our combined power will be like once we amplify these earrings to its maximum capacity," Cooler adds. "Unlimited potential, unlimited power, unlimited possibilities. Our scientists determined the length of the merger to only be an hour, right? Well, what if we can find a way to extend that?" with Frieza responding, "Oh, but of course. But first we must continue to evolve in secret. Anything that may potentially warrant a response will likely lead to a premature battle if the others find out about our plan," Frieza says. "And we cannot have that happen, not until we are ready, and we will be." And with the super serum nearly complete, Cooler chimes in, "It's only going to be a matter of time before the entire universe falls." As all the while in the meantime, as this was happening when going back to the No Realm, we only then get to bear witness to Yoshido having to battle against Akuma, as Yoshido was shown powering up by responding, "For with all of the power at my command, there is nothing that I cannot do once I am able to get a hold of both your body and your soul. I know every trick in your book," Yoshido says, "so what are you going to do?" As with Akuma then being shown having to use his magic to the best of his abilities in attacking Yoshido, it was only from that point as Yoshido was shown dodging all of his strikes where Akuma went on to comment, "It's about time one of us shuts that mouth of yours up, and I'll gladly be the one to do it." What? Whoops, you almost got me there, Yoshido comments. Guess I must have already seen your attacks coming, eh? Didn't I tell you that your magic wasn't going to work on me? To where as Akuma was then shown dashing directly towards Yoshido, that's when Yoshido went on to continue. Oh, and there he goes. What's wrong? Did I hit a nerve? You can't be serious. You are diving headfirst right into your own grave. You fool. Gotcha. What? To where it was only upon Yoshido's strike where he had then noticed that Akuma had completely disappeared, as from beneath him we only then see how Akuma had used his magic once more in grabbing onto Yoshido's legs, with Yoshido shouting, "Why, that sneaky rat? It was an illusion. Where did he go?" But it was only from out of nowhere where Akuma had gone in, now appearing behind Yoshido and grabbing him into a headlock by asking, "Looking for someone? What happened? I thought you said you knew every trick in my book, Soul Snatcher." That's right. Sleep now, warrior. Perhaps our ranks should have been switched around, wouldn't you say? But then, upon Yoshido being shown getting choked by Akuma, Yoshido had then quickly acted by using his aura and separating himself from Akuma by responding, "I wouldn't speak so highly of yourself just yet. Now come to me." To where it was only from there where Yoshido was shown attempting to snatch both Akuma's body and soul, as Akuma went on to respond, "You won't take control of me again. Not this time." "Easy now," Yoshido responds. "Don't worry, it'll all be over soon and your body and mind will soon become mine to control." It's pointless to resist, but Akuma attempted to attack anyway, as he was only from there shown quickly dashing towards Yoshido. We only then see how the Grand Priest went on to comment, "Reality warping and illusion manipulation. Very cunning." I am rather impressed to see how sharp the two of them are, especially since it's been a very long time since they battled one another, the Grand Priest adds. Neither one of the two seem to want to give up against the other, and that is what I am looking to see, the Grand Priest continues. And look there, the ring, the Grand Priest adds. It would seem as though it needed to be reinforced after all, didn't it? As indeed with neither Yoshido and Akuma looking to back down against the other, as Takeda, Budo, and the Grand Priest look on, that was when the Grand Priest went on to ask, "I wonder which one of the two will fall first. It'll be over before either one of them throws the other off the stage," Takeda adds. Watch. As with the entire tournament stage now being shown falling apart with only pieces of the ring left, it would only now appear as though both Yoshido and Akuma were looking to finish this battle, as Yoshido went on to respond, "You're pretty good, trickster. You were able to escape me once, but that won't be happening again." "Then why don't we find out then and see which one of us drops out from the ring first," Akuma asks. As with the two them being shown dashing towards one another, that's when Akuma went on to continue, "Let us decide the fate of this battle for good and find out which one of us is truly the strongest. I hope you're ready to once again accept defeat and realize the difference between us," Yoshido shouts. Only 5 seconds remain, the Grand Priest chimes in, but in a fight like this, 5 seconds could mean an eternity. Will one of them fall? As with the exchange between the two seemingly very heated within the middle of the ring, it was only during their final engagement where the Grand Priest went on to shout, "Time is up." It's concluded, Yoshido asks, "But I had him where I needed him to be," Akuma simultaneously responds. "Though it was never intended to be long to begin with, I can now see that the stage does in fact need to be heavily reinforced before this event begins," the Grand Priest says. "Ranking Mortals 3 and 4, you have displayed an exceptional display here today. I can also see that the two of you were holding back and looking to give it your all in the end. For now, however, you may both return to us as you were as we begin to reinforce the stage. We will also be expanding the stage in order to create the best possible fighting setting for this exhibition," the Grand Priest adds. "I would even dare say that it'll also be an event for the ages, wouldn't you agree? I look forward to this when the time comes." As we only then observe in seeing as to how Akuma and Yoshido had both of their backs turned towards the other, it was only from there where Akuma went on to respond, "You and I both know that you were moments away from being thrown from the stage, Yosh. But you did well to weasel your way into holding on long enough for time to run out," with Yoshido responding, "Oh, you must be confusing me with yourself, Akuma. You were only able to go as far as I would allow for you to go, but if this battle had lasted for an additional 10 seconds, you would have been floating below in the void. Deep down, you know this this to be true. Either way, the Saiyan mortal could only dream of beating us, Yoshido adds, so why even begin to worry? He won't even make it past Budo to reach us, and by the stroke of luck, if the Saiyan somehow does, then his life will end with me, Akuma responds. That Saiyan won't be able to tell what's real and what's not, let alone match me in power, so I welcome this challenge. But one day soon, you and I will finish our battle and truly see which one of us is the strongest, Yosh. In which, in the meantime, as Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku was shown engaging against Toppo, Angel Maris, and Ultra Ego Vegeta, it was only from there where Whis' training with Goku continues, as Goku went on to say to himself, "Steady, one at a time, Goku," with Vegeta shouting, "Hold still, clown!" As with Goku now cognitively aware and being shown turning around and grabbing onto Maris' punch, it was only from there where Goku went on to continue, "Remember what we said, become one, free yourself, Goku." As all while holding on to Angel Maris' punch, Goku from there was shown kicking Toppo in the face by telling him, "I wish I could have given you the rematch that was owed during the Tournament of Power, Toppo, but now it would be pointless." As with Toppo's body now shown flying past Maris, it was only from there where Maris went on to attack Goku by telling him, "Eyes on me, Saiyan," which fortunately enough for Goku, he was able to avoid and dodge each and every single one of Maris' strikes by saying to himself, "I can see every single one of Maris' strikes coming, but what's this massive dense energy that I'm sensing?" As out of nowhere from behind Goku, he only then had gone in spotting a massive Hakai ball making its way towards him, as he knew exactly where this came from, as Goku went on to say to himself, "Of course, it's Vegeta. Sorry, Maris, gotta make this quick," Goku responds. We'll resume our fight after, as with Goku shown blowing Maris away and quickly then being shown turning around, Goku from that point was shown having to then grab onto Vegeta's Hakai in trying to hold it back. As with Whis continuing to observe this, that's when Whis went on to respond, "Very good. Goku is reacting just as I wanted him to, focusing more on handling the situation as quickly as he can without burning himself out. However, I wonder what he will do now." Vegeta's massive ball of destruction seems to be pushing Goku back, Whis adds. But how will Goku respond is the question. Will he try and deflect the blast, or will he risk it all and attempt to control it? In which, as Goku from there was shown struggling, that was when Goku went on to shout, "I can't lose now, or I refuse to let this be the limit of my power!" Oh my, well would you look at that, Whis asks. He's risking it all, and not only is he going as far as to challenge Vegeta's attack, but he's also trying to condense and neutralize it. It's quite the risk given the enemies around him, but let's see if he could outmuscle Vegeta's destructive power through sheer wit and determination, Whis says. But then, as Goku was shown having to slowly but surely be shown condensing Vegeta's attack, it was from out of nowhere where Vegeta had gone in getting right in front of Goku's face by telling him, "You will not be allowed to make a fool of me again, Kakarot. If you think I'm going to stand here and allow you to nullify my Hakai, then you have another thing coming, fool." As it was the very second Ultra Ego Vegeta had gone in punching Goku in the face, Goku from that point moving forward had seemingly looked as though he was in big trouble, as Whis went on to respond, "Oh, and there it is." Vegeta took the moment he saw a small opening to knock Goku directly off his intended course. Though he's still trying to control Vegeta's attack, I'm afraid it's honestly already too late for him. And with Maris attacking Goku from behind, the energy that Goku was trying to condense is now free. As we only from that point get to see how the attacks that had gone in striking Goku from behind had now resulted in Goku's body being shown ricocheting forward directly into Vegeta's Hakai ball. As the attack had gone in expanding and trapping Goku whole, that's when Whis went on to continue, and just like that, he is now trapped within the walls of destruction. I now see what we need to fix, especially after that little stunt, Whis continues. "I told you this wasn't going to be easy, did I not, Goku?" Whis went on to ask. "If you hope to be any sort of match for the 5 strongest, then you'll need to use this pain and grow from it in order to shatter your limits. The power you will face once you step inside of that ring with them will be far beyond the power that you are facing right now. Do you not want to win?" Whis went on to ask. As with Goku shown shouting and trying to do his best in surviving, it was only from there above Whis where a massive explosion was then seen, as Whis went on to respond, "Impressive." Rather than trying to escape it, he welcomed the attack instead. The force behind an attack like that surely would have killed anyone else who would have dared to challenge it, and through it all, I can sense that he's still alive. But I wonder how much this took a toll onto his body now, Whis says. I can still sense the burning sensation coming from within, but can he continue? As in the meantime, all the while with Broly having to be shown minding his own business in eating food, it was only from the result of this massive explosion taking place where Broly had now gone and noticing this by asking, wait, what was that just now? That was an explosion. I sense people over there. No, I'm sensing a Saiyan's power over there. Is that Kakarot? As we only from there now see how smoke was beginning to cover Goku's body, Whis then went on to comment, whoa, that was a very risky maneuver that you just pulled out there, Goku. Though I must admit that I am rather impressed to see you survive such a devastating death attack. I hope you know that we are far from finished and that this is only just the beginning, Whis adds. That power that I'm sensing coming from within, I know you feel it too. If you don't draw this power out onto the surface, then you will perish, Goku, as it was only right then and there during that moment where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super story of the top 5 strongest warriors in the multiverse manga chapter number 14 special then comes to a close. Now, by no means did Whis promise Goku that any of this was going to be easy, as Whis is now beginning to feel the burning sensation within Goku as Goku refuses to go down despite the amount of enemies he is facing. The million-dollar question now is, will Goku be able to continue this, especially given the fact that it would seem as though this is only now just the beginning of so many more things that Goku will have to face as this training session continues, which all the while as both Frieza and Cooler now have access to the Potara earrings, which now essentially begs the million-dollar question as to what exactly Frieza and Cooler are looking to do with those Potara earrings, and more importantly, are they planning to use these earrings anytime soon in order to get what they want, in which we are currently working on the next manga chapter, which is that of manga chapter number 15, which should be available on the channel as soon as we end up crushing our like goal for this video, to in which for us to reach the next manga chapter. Right now, the like goal is going to be 15,000 likes, a very simple like goal to achieve, because all you guys really have to do is scroll on down below and give this video a big fat thumbs up right now by smashing that like button, and that's essentially it. It's simple, it's easy, and more importantly, it's free. So again, I want to thank you all so much for being here. Thank you all so much for your time, and I can't wait to unveil so much more that's going to be a part of this story, because if you haven't by now already picked up as to what is happening, we have 3 different stories that are ultimately going to culminate into one. Of course, having Goku train with Whis, having Vegeta train with Beerus, and by now seeing the Brothers of Destruction create a super serum by also now having access to the Potara earrings. I can promise you all this right now, by the end of the road, this is going to be without question a very, very bloody and intense battle. So again, thank you all so much for watching. If you guys are new and love Dragon Ball and fan manga stories, then be sure to go on over and smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications by clicking on the bell icon, by also enabling all notifications. That way you guys never miss a single video that is posted onto the channel. Tune back in for more. Thank you all so much for being here again, and with that said, I'm going to be seeing each and every single one of you down the comment section below and in the next video. Take it easy, guys, and have a great day. Peace!
Hello! Did you know that you can stay up to date with the latest Dragon Ball content by simply subscribing to UnrealEntGaming?
Also, don't forget to follow on these social media platforms, you sexy son of a bitch.
Roshi!
Silent Cell, me and the fans are having a moment. That's right. I know what you want. Extra long, thick Dragon Ball content. Quality reviews with flawless editing. Yeah, you like that, wouldn't you? You dirty bitch.
Roshi, the fuck?
God damn it, I need them to subscribe, Cell.
And we're demonetized.
Yeah, screw it. Let's cut to the video.